Hello and welcome to this video where I'm going to be showing you how I track things on a monthly basis. And if we've not yet met, I am Brenna Delane. It's nice to meet you, and on this channel I weave creativity, spirituality, and healing. I am obsessed with paper art and journaling, and I just love sharing my journey here on this channel. So thanks for being here. Let's get into this. So this is my Archer and Olive A5 notebook, and this one came from a subscription box. So far this year, most of my journals have come from Archer and Olive. I discovered them earlier in the year, and I'm so glad I did because they have amazing notebooks that I super love. So this is one of those, and like I said, this came from the June subscription box, so the only way to get this, well, you can't get it anymore, I don't think, but the only way to get this particular design was in the subscription box. Not sponsored or anything, just wanted to let y'all know where I got it. So let's get into this. This is actually my long-term collections journal, and I have the little page marker flipped to my tracker for June. So we'll just start there. I put a little piece of tissue paper over the bottom because that's where I write my personal notes. So you can still see through the tissue, like the little notes, but it's blurred for privacy. So anyway, so as you can see here, I track about 11 different things over the month, and some of them are like habits, and then some of them are just like little bits and bobs in my day that I want to track. So I have space to do so up here, and then this is where each day I write a little blurb about what happened. And for me, living with mental health stuff and big mood swings, it's really helpful to just mark down how everything's going. It helps me feel consistent. It gives me something to do every morning where I'm like, okay, where am I? So that's I do this in the morning when I wake up. I'll do the previous day, like what happened? And then we'll move on in the day from there. So this little part is interesting because we went on a road trip, the little highlighted bit here. So for most of June, well, for a lot of June, we were gone. So I still did want to track a few things. You can see I blurred out one of the things I was tracking because it's related to being home. So that, we just did pink dots across there. But for most of this stuff, I still wanted to track stuff even though I was traveling because, it gives me a little bit of ground and a little bit of just consistency. So that was really helpful even on a road trip to track stuff. And then you can see, like, I have a bit of decoration around the edges, and I'll just flip this up, like on the bottom, there's decoration. So I use a combination of like fun markers and stickers and pens, and a lot of times I'll use the Kit Club, which is another Archer and Olive thing, and it was a big inspiration for my Happy Mail, but that is another story. But yes, I'll use just a bunch of different supplies to create this spread, and in a moment I'll show you one, in a little bit I'll show you one that is not yet filled out. But for now, let's look at how things changed in the third month of tracking. This is actually the second month, but the first month all set up in this style. So the third month that I was tracking was July, which was a very busy month, full of, a lot of ups and downs, and a lot of exciting things happened in July. So we have tracked all that here. And again, I just really enjoy like being able to make my own tracker because like this month I changed a little bit of stuff that I was tracking. I think only one thing. Yeah. Yes, and I added in a space, like an extra, so I think there's 12 on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, so before I was tracking 11 things. This month I decided to track 12, and that's the cool thing about it. You can decide what is meaningful to you, because of course, like I track, which is hilarious. You can see I did not eat breakfast one time in July, but I still have it on my tracker. I think I took breakfast off for August. Let's look. yeah, I replaced it with 5-minute meditation because I was like, this is silly to be tracking something I simply don't do in my life. But I experimented with it for a month and thought, if I put breakfast on the tracker, is that helpful? Will I eat breakfast? But no, I didn't. And that's the thing too about this. You really want to have a lot of compassion for yourself and just notice things rather than harshly judge yourself for what you're finding in your tracker. Because we all have our ups and downs, whether or not you have like a mental health diagnosis or not. We all have ups and downs in our lives, and so this can be a place to have compassion for yourself and not to like beat yourself up, because we all have those ups and downs and we all need a place to feel safe. And yeah, so the next one that I'd love to show you, I actually continued with evolving this for myself, and I highly recommend you do that too if you ever try on tracking. And you don't have to track 12 things. You can literally track just like a couple. Maybe in here I can find my May tracker real quick. Yeah. So this was my May tracker. It was just a handful of things. And like I said, I then went to this style afterwards because I got this journal and turned it into my long-term collections journal in May. And so as you can see, like even the days of the month, the months of the year, they start in May. I don't know if you can see that. So yes. And so, yes, we've seen June, and then here is July. Like I said, a lot went on in July. It was fun to track and just keep up with all that. And then we have August, which we just finished. So, showing that. And again, the Kit Club was used for these days of the week. This one has like a really pretty rainbow holographic thing going on. Hopefully you can see that on the days of the week. And in August, I changed up a couple things, but I also added a place to put in the phase of my cycle. So it's kind of hard to see, but at the very top, it says, bleed, follicular, ovulation, luteal, bleed again. And so it was kind of weird. My cycle was a little weird this month. TMI. But anyway, you can track your cycle and figure out, like, if you have a cycle, then what the heck is going on with that? So that I found to be extremely helpful. And I really like the way the decorations turned out for this very summery August spread. So that was pretty cool. Little heart. And then I did want to go ahead and show you, I'm not going to show you the in progress one, but I will show you October. These are just the pages I've set up already for October. So this is the blank one and how it looks before I get started. And I really think this one turned out cool too. I have some like bits and bobs from here. And then this tape is also from a Kit Club. And yeah, so I, have different color scheme this month, but basically the same setup, So yes, that is one to be done, and we will get into this in October. I think I have November's set up as well. Maybe, let's look and see, because I forgot if I set up. Yeah, November's is set up too with a theme. I thought I set up the whole year. I don't think December is set up yet. And I was hesitant because this is written in pen, y'all, but as you saw in August, I was able to white out one and replace it with another. But yes, so we have all the things in this long-term collection journal, including the trackers, and I'm actually changing this up next year in the first of the year. I am going to be doing it a little different. I'm trying to get back to where we were. Here we are. So I'd love to know in the comments, do you use a tracker? It could be a weekly tracker, a monthly tracker. Some people even work with annual trackers. So tell me in the comments down below, what kind of tracker, if any, do you use? And, what kind of things have you put on your tracker? And yeah, how does it support you in your journey? We can look back at these. Also, if you'd like to see me set up this long-term collections journal, that video will appear next for you to jump over there, and so you can see how I set up this entire journal. It's quite a journey, and there is so much in here. And yes, thank you for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Have fun tracking!